Let's face it, working from home is one thing, but playing from home? Yeah, that requires a little more imagination.
This is iced coffee, by the way.
At the same time, bros are beer ponging via broadband.
Oh.
There's a drag queen lip syncing for her life on a live stream.
Put on some makeup, turn on the 8-track.
As the house party evolves, so is how we're finding a way to laugh. During a pandemic, we're putting the social and social distance.
As in, I am not alone because we are doing something together.
A new Newsy Ipsos survey reveals video chat use has increased by double digits since last month. 35% of respondents say they video chatted more often than normal. In March, it was 20%. The preferred platforms to hang out virtually, FaceTime and Zoom. And perhaps this is why we're seeing the increase. More than half of people say they feel lonelier since social distancing began. But many are finding a new way to cope with that loneliness. The same numbers say they actually feel like part of a community when they see their friends or family virtually.
What do you say to that person who is maybe doubting how good a Zoom experience can make you feel?
I would say first, bye.
Alex Kuman is a stand-up comedian. Pre-coronavirus, she hosted a comedy open mic night at Cole's Bar in Chicago, which is owned by this guy.
Did you ever think, as a bar like Cole's, would need a digital platform?
Never.
The Cole's crew set out to recreate the dive bar digitally. The new space to do it? A Zoom link. Then you add comedians, fold in a few audience members, and sprinkle in the secret ingredient that makes their spot special. For Cole's, that's the house band.
So let's just say hello to Alex Kuman.
Anytime that a comic comes up here and says anything you like, give them a round of applause. You can do jazz hands. Cole really sent this one on fire last week. A little jazz hand, a little spooky jazz hands if you're feeling spooky about it.
So how did last night compare to your typical Wednesday night at Cole's?
It's a new experience. It's a new, how am I gonna tell jokes without hearing laughter? How long do I need to pause after a joke? When I as I'm writing these, I'm oh, this one's killer. This one's gonna crush. And then it's well, what does crushing mean? Oh, you got 10 jazz hands? What is that? I have to talk about this in the way that I am accustomed to coping with things, which is through humor. And I think a lot of the comics did a really good job of filtering this experience through their unique perspective.
What's up, Coles? How y'all doing?
From coast to coast, nearly 300 people showed up to share their stories of self-isolation, ranging from unexpected transformations.
I feel like I'm becoming a stay-at-home white mom. Just the other day, I shotgunned a White Claw and did all the dishes.
To living with someone with coronavirus.
I don't know if you've ever seen a coronavirus diagnosing doctor touch her own face because of the lifestyle that you lead.
While finding the humor in a harsh reality.
What's nice about this is if you're really stressed out at home, you can go take a walk and relax at a crowded grocery store, which is very calming. I love that. I love that energy.
It really fosters a connection and which I think is something that a lot of people are missing right now. Actual physical human connection has been off the table for 4 weeks now.
I do find that these screens can be a real medium for bringing us connection, actual connection.
Seth Gillihan is a psychologist outside Philadelphia. He sees his patients virtually, wrote a book about managing anxiety, panic, and worry, and knows people may be wary about new forms of communication.
What would be your tip right now to kind of sort of combat that loneliness?
It kind of goes without saying to connect with others as much as we can, but I think there can be a tendency to let go of possible ways of connecting if we can't connect in our preferred way. Keep it moderate, keep it modest, and stay connected to people who lift you up.
Whether it's Club Quarantine on Instagram Live, a Skype watch party, or an open mic night on Zoom, do it, but do it for you.
Stephen Colbert said something like, you know, when you're laughing, you're not in a place of fear. You have to be thinking to be laughing, and you have to be engaged and present and in the moment. And if you are all of those things, then you are not thinking about how scary it is outside.
Stay safe and stay indoors.
Okay. Stay safe. Staying healthy and sane.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.